All right, so we are back after Thanksgiving break. This week we are looking at decision making for adults. It's going to use some of the topics we've touched on before, as well as diving into some new stuff. So let's start with this. The objectives we're going to look at through this presentation here. Understanding the importance of decision making in adult life. We're going to learn the steps of effective decision making. We're going to identify common challenges, how to overcome them, and then over this week we'll get in some practice making informed and responsible decisions. So why is decision making important? Well, decision making, it impacts your financial stability, career success, personal relationships, reduces stress by creating clear action plans, and promoting independence and accountability. So you've got different types of decisions, your routine decisions, everyday things. What am I going to eat? What am I going to have for dinner? Things like that. Major decisions, those are your life-changing things. Looking at careers, buying a house, purchasing a vehicle, things that are going to impact everything that you do. And you've got spontaneous ones, quick, on-the-spot choices. And then collaborative decisions. Those are made with others. Family, team decisions. As you get older and you may have a spouse, get married, significant other, things like that, where these people are going to play into your decisions that you make. Let's take a look at the actual process of making decisions. I know typically it's something we just kind of do in our head real quick, but if we break things down into this kind of step-by-step way, it's going to help avoid a lot of the bad decisions that we tend to make. So step one, identify what the decision is. Clarify the issue or problem. Understand why the decision is important. Example, should I take a new job opportunity? Why would that be necessary? Am I not making enough money? Am I unhappy with where I'm at? Any other list of reasons. Second step is gather information. Research your options and potential outcomes. Consult trusted sources, friends, professionals online. Looking at review job descriptions, salaries, benefits. I also think you need to look at things like, am I even qualified for this? I might today look at something and go, you know what? I don't think I'm making enough money as a teacher. I want to be the CEO of a major corporation. Well, yeah, I can want that all I want, but if I'm not qualified, if I don't have the experience, the education, the anything, it's not a decision that I get to make. So why stress about it? Who cares? If you don't have the option there, then you can put it on hold for now. No reason to worry about it. Evaluating your options, pros and cons of each choice. Think about short-term, long-term consequences. A new job may mean better pay, but longer hours. I look at the education field just in general. A lot of teachers will bounce around from district to district wherever they can make the most money. Could I get a job maybe making more money in a different district? Potentially. But I know Brown City. I know what to expect with Brown City. I know the good, I know the bad, I know everything that I can know about it. Am I willing to risk going somewhere new where things might be worse? Things could be way worse. For slightly more pay? Probably not. We live in, I'm in Crossville, but living in Brown City. You don't live close to a lot of big cities. Could a lot of us make more money if we lived in a bigger city? Yeah. Is it worth an hour and a half drive? Depends on you. If I get a $10,000 raise, but I have to drive an hour and a half to and from work every day, does that $10,000 account for the amount of gas I'm going to spend? The 3 hours a day I'm going to spend just in my vehicle getting to and from work. So an 8-hour day is now 11 hours I'll be gone. Is it worth it or not? Fourth step, make the decision. Go with it. You're going to choose the best option based on all the information you gathered. Trust your instincts. Look at those facts and trust yourself. If you're looking at it going, it looks decent, but it just doesn't feel right, then don't do it. Make the decision to hold off on that one. You might find yourself in a position where you have multiple job offers. Hey, maybe this one pays 10% more, but you're not going to progress anywhere with that company. That's where you are going to stay forever. But this one over here offers a little bit less money, but you might have the potential to move into management, to move up, have better benefits, more pay, things like that, where, you know what, that might feel like the better opportunity at the time, and go with that. Take an action, implement your decision, and then make a plan to follow through effectively. So don't just kind of make a decision and kind of half put your foot in. No. When you make a decision, you better full on make that decision. So if it's a job thing, you're going to, submit your resignation to your current job and get ready for that new job. Last step is review the outcome. Reflect on the results of your decision and then learn from it. Maybe your decision was great, so you're going to look at yourself and go, hey, next time if something similar comes up, I'm going to approach it the same way. Or you might look at it and go, I jumped the gun too quick. I am unhappy where I'm at now. Better look at it different next time. Maybe you need to realize you need to be a little more cautious, or there's certain areas you need to do more research next time. Some basic common challenges you're going to come into when you're making decisions. The fear of failure. It makes us freeze up. If you are afraid to make a decision and it ends up making you make no decision, that was a decision right there in itself. Overthinking. That's paralysis from analyzing too many options. If I'm looking at potential for different careers, different jobs, and I'm to the point that I'm looking at, offices I might be in and what kind of chairs do they supply, and just getting into crazy, crazy little details about it all, I feel like I'm not ready to make a decision yet. So I'm overanalyzing, looking at way too much, and it's resulting in no decision being made. Peer pressure. It is a thing. As kids, it affects all sorts of stuff. We talk about that in different classes and health and stuff. But as you get to be an adult, it affects you as well. You know what? Maybe if your happiness is managing a McDonald's, you can make a decent living doing it. But if you listen to your friends who are going to make fun of you for working at McDonald's or give you a hard time for working at McDonald's, it's going to steer you away from what might make you happy. It might be low enough on the responsibilities. It might be high enough on the pay that, it could be a good option. So keep the decisions for what's best for you. Try not to suck into that peer pressure. Ways to overcome all these different challenges. Know what your goals are. Know what you want to achieve. We talked earlier in this class about setting goals. Well, this is kind of the acting on those goals part. Set a time limit. Avoid overthinking it by setting deadlines. I think with teaching is an easy way to look at it. Most teachers are not going to make a career move, change something between September and June during the school year. It doesn't typically happen. It can happen, and it doesn't mean that if, some crazy thing comes up for you or whatever, that you shouldn't jump on it. Sure. But give yourself a time limit and be happy with it. I'm going to school to get involved in administration in schools. Come September, I did not have an administration job somewhere, so I need to enjoy and live with where I'm at right now, and that's teaching what I'm teaching. Looking for advice, consult mentors, trusted friends, talk to people that have been there before, that have done it before. If you're considering a total career change, if today I decided I wanted to get into roofing, it'd make a lot of sense to talk to roofers. It'd make a lot of sense to talk to teachers who got out of teaching. Talk to all these people that have had to go through that process before and see, is this something that you'd want? Is it worth it? Are there negatives to it? Practicing decision making. Start small. Build some confidence with it. Maybe it's just simple as things around the house right now. I get that most of you are 16, 17. I think some of you are coming up on 18 here soon, so you'll have the chance to make some bigger decisions. But talk to your parents, talk to the people you live with, and see if you can become a part of some of that decision making. If there's, hypothetical here, if your roof is leaking, and your mom or your dad or whoever needs to come up with a plan to get it fixed, ask them if you can get in on that. If nothing else, you can look at it and you can make your own decisions, and this is how I would handle it, and then look at what they do and see how it turns out. See, hey, we came up with the same decision and it turned out great. Or, I made a different decision than them and theirs went right. Why? What was different? So look at it as much as you can. Some different tools. Decision trees, we're going to look at that here and with an assignment. It's a way to visualize choices and outcomes. SWOT analysis. You're looking at strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And then apps. We've talked about a lot of these before, but productivity and planning tools. Things that help keep you organized, help you make better decisions. If your life is a mess, if things are over the place, you don't know what's going on, you don't know what you need, you don't know, you're just living by the seat of your pants second to second, how are you supposed to successfully make a decision for something that's going to affect 6 months or 10 years from now? Kind of final key takeaways here. Decision making is a skill that improves with practice. Make decisions. Get used to it. Practice it. Start small, whatever small might be to you. Reflect on past decisions to grow. Doesn't mean you have to feel bad if you made bad decisions. I know I have. Everybody has. But we can look back on them and say, okay, this is what I did. I did it for these reasons at the time. This is how I would do it different now. Staying informed, being proactive. If some of you are going to be going to college here soon. If you make the decision to go away to school somewhere far from Michigan, and you get there and you realize, hey, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe you need to start at least looking at options to transfer schools back closer to Michigan. Because what's going to happen if you wait too long, it affects your grades, and now you're a student with a D average and you're trying to transfer, they might not take you. But if you can realize it soon, look at the possibilities, get transferred and be successful, that's great. I know of several students who graduated from Brown City in the last few years who initially made one decision, whether it was career-wise, school-wise, whatever, and in a short period made a switch, but who are doing extremely well now because they acknowledged the decision needed to be made. They were proactive, they made an informed decision, and they did what was best for them, and it's reflected in their lives now. So, people like that, if you know them, don't be afraid to reach out and talk to them for advice. If you have any questions, link them in the board, send me an email. I'll attach some assignments here for the week shortly after this. And again, let me know how I can help. Come down and see me during seminar time if you need it.